So for the admin, we have the admin table in the database with the default admin email and admin password. And also here we have the form. What we're going to do next is we're going to create the logic for the admin login. So we go back into our text editor. Inside the admin folder, then the admin underscore scripts subfolder, we create a new file and we can call it admin.php. So inside here, we're going to create the logic for admin login. Now, the first thing is we have to include the db.php. So we include, or since we have it inside the index.php, we don't need this here. So what we're going to do is we'll just call the global variable global connection variable. We are not adding the db file because we are calling this admin login inside this index.php. So the next thing is we need to do is we need to check if the form value is set. So using the post super global. So we'll say if is set. So if is set posts, and the name we gave to it was admin login. So admin login. Now the next thing we need to do is after doing this check, we need to get the values from the form field. So admin email equal to admin email. Then the next thing is admin password, which is equal to admin password. So next we can just clean. We can say email equal to my SQLi underscore then escape string connection, then admin email. Then the next one is going to be admin password with pass. You can just say pass. So after this, we need to write a query to select the admin email and password we have in the database. So we write a query to select the data. So we say select query, which is equal to, we say select all from admin. Let's see what we called the table. Called it admin login. Okay, select all from admin login, where email, that is where the email in the database is equal to the email that the user is inputting, which is email. So we say select all from admin login, where email in the database is equal to the email that the user is inputting. This email here, then we cleaned it using this MySQL real escape string. So we're passing this email. So after this, we pass the query, which says query and the select query. Then the next thing we need to do is we need to loop or fetch the data. Remember how we did the rand sort pass, we didn't use the while loop to fetch the data. That is the same thing we're going to do because we just have just one email and password for the admin in the database. So we fetch the data without a while loop. So we do row equal to my SQLi fetch array. Then we pass in the query. We are passing in this MySQLi query. Then the next thing is we create a new variable. We can call it email admin is equal to row. Then we fetch the email. Then email or password pass admin is equal to row. Then we get the password. So now we have the email and the password. We fetch them from the database because we have just one email and one password. So we are not using a while loop. We just fetch the data. So the next thing is we check that the form fields are not empty. So if not empty, that is the admin email and not empty admin password. So if they are not empty, then we perform some logics. So let's add an else statement here. So this else statement will be for when the form fields are empty, we just display a message. Now what we want to do is we want to check if the email that the user is imputing is equal to the email that is being retrieved. If they are equal, then the user will be redirected to the dashing page or the dashboard of the admin. So say if email, which is this email here that the user is imputing, is equal to the email that is being retrieved, which is email admin, and pass, here we use 3 equal sign, and pass is equal to the pass admin. Then we want the user to be redirected. So go to header, then location. So we're going to go into dashboard.php, but we don't have it yet. So .admin .dashboard.php. We don't have the dashboard.php yet, but we'll create that later. And we can save the email in a session. So we just save in a session. So we are saving the email in a session, and we set it equal to the email admin. So we have the email of the admin set or saved in a session. So else, if they are not equal, just display an error. I already have this, so you can just copy this and change the text display message. So I have a div alert danger, and it says admin login credentials are invalid. So if they are not equal, if they are equal, it goes to the admin, to the dashboard.php, else it goes to, or it displays this error message. Then the next thing we need to do inside this else statements, based on what you can change this to error 2, and we can say here that email and password fields cannot be empty. So we'll say email and password fields cannot be empty. So this is what we have for the admin login. In the next video, we'll continue working on this.